In this feature exploration video, we will be covering some details on the system and user productivity data, how the productivity is calculated, the difference between the system and user productivity, and also the drill down of summary data at the user level. In the activity tracker, as a manager, you will have an overview of the team's productivity for the entire reporting structure under you. Managers can review productivity from any top-level manager by choosing the reporting manager from the drop-down. As an admin, you can review the entire team's productivity and get a manager's reporting dimension. The view presented here can be exported in a spreadsheet for static analysis. In the widgets above, you can review the summary of team activities: average system productivity, average user productivity, average computer activity time, average productive time, and average user productivity. Average data metrics are calculated for each shift. In the data table, check-in and check-out time refers to the user's login and logout time on the system. Check-in and check-out are measured automatically based on the minimum engagement of users in the system. System uptime is the total time the system was up and running. User active time measures continuous activity aggregated every 10 minutes. Active time excludes idle and not active time from the system uptime. Computer activities refer to the time users engage on the keyboard or mouse. You can track the productive, unproductive, and neutral time spent on applications and URL based on the app and URL classification. You can classify the applications and URL as productive and unproductive from the settings page. Productive app and URL time is calculated based on the total time user spends on productive applications and productive URL. View system productivity as a percentage of hardware engagement against system uptime or active time. The usage of system uptime or active time for system productivity calculation is based on whether to consider idle and not active time as part of the system productivity. You can control this logic from the idle time settings. You can drill down to an individual record to review the activity summary and app and URL usage. Also, you have the daily insights, screenshots, and app and URL activity for the chosen date. The presentation of activity time is based on the work schedule associated with the individual user. If you would like to track the user activity for all 24 hours, please ensure the shift margin before and after the regular business hours are covering the entire duration. In Daily Insights, you have the 24 hours activity view of the individual. The presentation of activity is driven based on the user's work schedule. Presented below is the Internet connectivity chart. It clearly distinguishes the data while the user is online or offline. To drill down further and review the user activity at 10 minutes intervals with a holistic view, you have the hourly view option. You can choose any hourly slot to check the system engagement, user activity on apps and URL, and screenshots. Screenshots show daily engagement levels, with clear or blur screenshots for forensics. By default, FlowTrack captures blur screenshots. If required, clear screenshots can be enabled in settings. Also, you can configure to capture up to 18 screenshots per hour. In the Application tab, you have the entire day's data segregated in an hourly slot with the applications used and the time spent on each application. You can review the application title to understand the context of the application usage. Also, based on the app classification, you can review the time spent on the productive and unproductive applications. In the URL tab, you can see the browsers used, websites visited, page title, and the time spent on each website. You can review the page title to understand the context of the website usage. Also, based on the URL classification, you can check the time spent on productive and unproductive websites. Here you can copy the URL to audit the websites too. Thank you. For further queries, please reach out to our support team.